Modani Lifanecha Ruachai V'kayam 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 Modani Lifanecha Ruach Chai V'Kayam Mota Ani 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 Lifanecha Ruach Chai V'Kayam. Once more, Mota Ani Lifanecha Ruach Chai V'Kayam.
Boker Tov, everyone. Good to see you all. Welcome back to our 5th week in this journey, this exploration of awakening the prophets, the inner prophets within us, our prophetic self, our prophetesses. And we've been exploring Rami Shapiro's book, The Hebrew Prophets, over the last 7 weeks. And this week, we're focusing on the 5th part, which is towards justice or to justice. And we'll be doing an introduction, some chants that I'll put up in the chat, and then a meditation, and then we'll cycle back. So today's introduction, I wanted to, first of all, ask everyone to take a look around the Zoom room and to connect us as a community. And thank you all for, joining each week and to being on this journey together, and to recognize, and also to let everyone know that you're being witnessed as your own voice of your prophetic self as it emerges, over time, even maybe this morning in your own mind, or as we share as well. We all have that within us. And so the first part this morning, I'm going to ask you to sort of join me in a visualization. I don't know if you remember, but on the 2nd week of this program, we did a chant, and it was called "Let Us Run Together." Moshkeni Aharecha Narutza. And it was about taking me with you. Let us run together. So that's from the Song of Songs. And This morning, I'd like us to close our eyes and imagine that we're running together through our lives with the prophets towards justice. And then we'll go right into the chants, and Jody will introduce the chants after that. Harriet Tubman said, Harriet Tubman said, "Every great dream begins with a dreamer. Always remember, you have within you the strength, the patience to reach for the stars, to change the world." Martin Luther King Jr. said, "We've got to get this thing right. What is needed is a realization that power without love is reckless and abusive, and love without power is sentimental and anemic. Power at its best is love implementing the demands of justice, and justice at its best is power correcting everything that stands against love." Susan B. Anthony said, "The only chance women have for justice in this country is to violate the law, as I have done, and as I shall continue to do." Zechariah said, "Execute true justice. Deal kindly and compassionately with one another. Do not set your heart to plotting evil." Deborah said, "I will surely go with you." Amos said, "Rather let justice well up like water. Let righteousness flow like a mighty stream." Miriam said, "Sing to Yah, the love force, the divine force, for love triumphs gloriously. Let shame, evil, hate, and fear flow away into the sea." Over to you, Jody.
Ali ve'er enula, rise up, O well, chant her up. Ali ve'er enula, enula, ani ve'er enula, enula. Ali ve'er enula, enula, ali ve'er enula, ali ve'er enula, enula, ali ve'er enula, enula, ali ve'er enula, enula, ali ve'er enula, ali ve'er enula, enula, ali ve'er enula, enula, ali ve'er enula, enula, ali ve'er enula, ali ve'er enula, enula, ali ve'er enula, enula, ali ve'er enula, enula, ali ve'er 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 Ali ve'er Ali ve'er Ali ve'er Ali ve'er Ali ve'er enula, Ali ve'er enula, Ali ve'er enula, Ali ve'er 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 and once more. Ali ve'er Ali ve'er Ali ve'er Ali ve'er Now just sit with your eyes closed. After the prophet, Miriam dies and the people are thirsty. She represents connection to the deep source of divine feminine flow. When we are cut off from that flow, we become profoundly irritable. Our thirst for Shekinah manifests as bitter complaint, negativity, and the death of joy. And then we call to the well of living waters that is hidden within. This is a practice of calling, chanting up the flow of living waters that has been stopped up and is now ready to rise up and nurture the world. Ali ve'er enula, rise up, O well, chant her up. Chant up the love and bring it to the world. And if we just want to open our eyes now and look at the screen, our Zoom screen, and put your hands up like this, and we're going to just dip down from the well of love and give it to each other and the world. Thank you. Get ready for our next chant. Paul is going to put that up in the chat. Next one is called Opening to Ease and Flow. Poteach et yadecha umaspia lechol chai ratzon. You open your hand and all desire is fulfilled. From Psalm 145, verse 16, chapter 145, verse 16. Opening to the flow of goodness allows us to relax. And then when I relax, I open even further to that flow, which fills me and satisfies a deep yearning for connection to my source. In letting go of struggle, tension, and attachment to the outcome, I am freed to embrace this moment just as it is and receive the gift that I am being given. When I open to this moment's gift, I become available to receive the ongoing flow, which is always flowing. One moment. Poteach et yadecha, poteach et yadecha, poteach et yadecha, umaspia lecho chai ratzon, umaspia lecho chai ratzon. Poteach et yadecha, umaspia lecho chai ratzon. Poteach et yadecha, umaspia lecho chai ratzon. Poteach et yadecha, poteach et yadecha, poteach et yadecha, umaspia lecho chai ratzon, umaspia lecho chai ratzon. Poteach et yadecha, umaspia lecho chai ratzon. Poteach et yadecha, umaspia lecho chai ratzon. Poteach et yadecha, poteach et yadecha, poteach et yadecha, umaspia lecho chai ratzon, umaspia lecho chai ratzon. Poteach et yadecha, umaspia lecho chai ratzon. Poteach et yadecha, umaspia lecho chai ratzon. Poteach et yadecha, poteach et yadecha, poteach et yadecha, umaspia lecho chai ratzon, umaspia lecho chai ratzon. Poteach et yadecha, umaspia lecho chai ratzon. Poteach et yadecha, umaspia lecho chai ratzon. Poteach et yadecha, poteach et yadecha, poteach et yadecha, משפיע לכל חי רצון. פותח את ידיך ומשפיע לכל חי רצון. פותח את ידיך ומשפיע לכל חי רצון. פותח את ידיך, פותח את ידיך, פותח את ידיך, ומשפיע לכל חי רצון, ומשפיע לכל חי רצון. פותח את ידיך ומשפיע לכל חי רצון. פותח את ידיך ומשפיע לכל חי רצון. פותח את ידיך, פותח את ידיך, פותח את ידיך, ומשפיע לכל חי רצון, ומשפיע לכל חי רצון. פותח את ידיך ומשפיע לכל חי רצון. פותח את ידיך ומשפיע לכל חי רצון. פותח את ידיך, פותח את ידיך, פותח את ידיך, ומשפיע לכל חי רצון, ומשפיע לכל חי רצון. פותח את ידיך ומשפיע לכל חי רצון. פותח את ידיך ומשפיע לכל חי רצון. And once more. פותח את ידיך, פותח את ידיך, פותח את ידיך, ומשפיע לכל חי רצון, ומשפיע לכל חי רצון. פותח את ידיך ומשפיע לכל חי רצון. פותח את ידיך ומשפיע לכל חי רצון. Now if you just close your eyes and let that energy flow through you. And now if you open your eyes again and put your hands to the Zoom screen again and look at everybody in our little room here. And just feel the energy in our hands. We've drawn up water from the well. We've opened our hands to the all desires fulfilled. And the energy flows from our heart through our hands out to each other and out to our country and our world and our beautiful planet. And in all these realms, may our deepest desires be fulfilled. Blessings all. And now I turn over to Steve.
So let's continue with our eyes closed and continue allowing the energy medicine from both those beautiful chants to continue seeping through and connecting to each of us. So just continue deep breathing, deep belly breathing, letting go whatever you need to let go of from the day or the week past, and just allowing yourself to be fully present here and now, observing whatever conversation might be going on in your mind, and just observe that. Say, I got it, and just let it go, and just continue staying present with one another, staying present with your breath. And as we do this, let's really sit up tall. Allow the crown of our heads just to be pulled up to the sky, and our shoulders come back a fraction of an inch, or as our heart rises to the sky. And if you want our palms open on our lap, that also helps our heart to open, allows our ribs to lift up, the belly to move closer in towards the spine. And breathe deeply through the belly. And just imagine that there's a little pipe that runs the length of your spine. And in this little pipe, with a fraction of a hole, it controls and contains the Shekhinah flow of energy from the base of the brain stem to the spine. Sometimes called Shashumna, which is a yogic phrase of what moves the Kundalini energy up and down through the spinal column. So this Shekhinah flow just washes our bodies of any impurities. It's our morning mikvah. Cleaning whatever needs to be cleaned out, polishing whatever needs to be polished, letting go of whatever needs to be let go of. And just breathe. If we bring our attention to the base of our spine, to the balls of our feet, and we allow that divine energy to flow up from the balls of our feet, from our toes, our ankles, up through our shins and our calves to our knee, and just feel this energy that just wants to flow as it crosses over from the knees as we move up our front of our thighs and our hamstrings, up through our glute muscles, into the base of our spine again. And just feel the strength of our legs, of our base. You can imagine two pyramids of energy flow on each foot. Each pyramid is our base that holds us strong, holds us erect, holds us to face God and all her desires for us. And this flow of energy is injected into the base of the spine from our pyramid, from our base. It's injected with the wisdom of the ages, the natural medicines of the ages, all the natural cures of the ages, just sitting in the base of our spine. A natural healing flow of energy. That grounds us. That informs our unconscious and our superconscious minds. And we allow that energy to merge into our yesod, our sexual energy that rises back up the shushumna. It's that sexual charm, that sexual aliveness, that charisma that God has given to each of us. And that yesod just informs the shushumna flow, the Shekhinah flow. And we just for a moment, just hold each other. We literally hold each other and caress one another in the bellies, in our bellies, where the magic of the chants and the magic of the moment combines to heal and bring awareness to whatever needs to be healed in our lives, whatever struggles we may have, whoever needs to be healed around us, whatever needs to be healed around us. We feed each other with pure love, pure light, pure energy, and allow this magic to occur. And just breathe from the belly. Whatever your desire, may it come true. And if we bring our attention to our right hip flexor, where there's a circle of energy we call Hod, but it's transmitted as gratitude from each of us, through each of us. And in this place, this transmission, we offer gratitude for our parents. Deep, deep sense of appreciation and mutual forgiveness for each other, for anything that may have occurred. Where we're just left standing, being whole, being complete. We offer gratitude in this circle, in this transmission of Hod, for our ancestors, from our grandparents and our great-grandparents, and the whole horizontal and vertical lineages we hold in our hearts, we hold in our embrace, for all their genetic patterning of greatness, for all their DNA strength of wisdom. And we also forgive them and are forgiven for any trespasses that we may have done wrong. And we just stand present, being with them, going back to our first ancestors who hold us and embrace us and send that Shekhinah towards us for complete fulfillment in our lives. And lastly, in this round, we offer gratitude to all of our teachers, our mentors, our guides who are sitting with us, sitting on our shoulders, sitting back to back with us every day. All we have to do is wake up. All we have to do is become aware that they're there from moment to moment, assisting us. And we thank them for everything they've given us that we are aware of and that we're not aware of. And in our inner souls, we bow to them and thank them deeply. And just breathe and be present. We next move and bring our attention to Netzach, the circle of our repairing the world, the circle of what causes our work, our purpose, and our mission in life. And we just recognized our Shekhinah forces at play, strengthening this circle, strengthening this light, strengthening our capacity, working with one another, working within all our networks, knowing we're not alone. And knowing that the work is great. And that it's our duty and our purpose right now on the planet to bring it forward more than we ever have in our lives. And we just sit humbled by this responsibility and by this measure of our commitment to life. And just breathe. And we rise, bring our attention into our center, our belly, that Yesod energy. And we bring the energy up into our heart center. And from our heart center, we feel a line, horizontal line of light connecting our shoulders with our heart in the center. In our right shoulder, we hold justice in that circle, in that sephirot. We hold the mighty works that are in front of us, that are divinely guided. And on our left side, we hold chesed. We hold love and mercy and kindness. Just as Dr. King said, we hold all of that in our heart center. So let's just allow the light and the field of energy to flow. So we allow it to flow from the crown of our head into our heart center, back into our heart center. And let's just for a few moments, just repeat, Rabbono Shel Alam to ourselves. I am the universe. Rabbano Shel Alam. I am the universe. And just repeat that silently inside your heart center, vibrating every cell in our body and in the universe. It is not my desire that you die, but that you turn from evil and live. Turn back from your evil ways that you may not die. Ezekiel 33:11. To justice. Jody?
Ali ve'er enula, enula. Ali ve'er enula, enula. Ali ve'er enula, enula. Ali ve'er enula. Ali ve'er enula, enula. Ali ve'er enula, enula. Ali ve'er enula, enula. Ali ve'er enula. Ali ve'er enula, enula. Ali ve'er enula, enula. Ali ve'er enula, enula. Ali ve'er enula. Ali ve'er enula, enula. Ali ve'er enula, enula. Ali ve'er enula, enula. Ali ve'er enula. And now if you want to open up your eyes and put your hands to the screen, we will chant again and send this to each other and to the world. Ali ve'er enula, enula. Ali ve'er enula, enula. Ali ve'er enula, enula. Ali ve'er enula. Thank you all. Paul?
Welcome back, everyone. And thank you, Jody and Steve, for those beautiful teachings and sharings. We have a few minutes to share any reflections about being with the prophets to justice, towards justice, from this morning or anything during your experience. Yeah. Anybody want to share? Okay, Phil.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
I was thinking in this theme of justice that my favorite Martin Luther King Jr. quote, you quoted him earlier in a somewhat different quote, is one that I had as a signature for my emails for many years. And that is, the arc of history is long, but it bends towards justice. And I think particularly in this very moment that we are in as a country and as a world, that it is just important to keep in mind the long arc of history, and that yes, there are blips that will occur, that's inevitable, but in the larger picture, we are bending towards justice. And I believe very strongly that there might not be any empirical evidence or any empirical truth to that, but it may be that it's the kind of thing that we have to intend And I certainly believe that. I certainly intend that we are bending towards justice, and everything I see encourages me to think that we are moving in that direction.
Well said. Thanks, Phil. Yeah. I share that quest. I just wonder how fast it can bend.
Ana Elatara.
Thank you for a most beautiful morning as always. And I never want to underestimate what Steve offers to the group because I went so deep. All of my muscles relaxed, tears came from my eyes, and I had this vision. I often feel I am the cosmos, but I had this vision of being at a well in ancient times, not being Rachel, but just being a person at the well in ancient times. And there was this smelly, awful looking person who had skin boils and all kinds of just gross things from top to bottom. And I kept saying, somebody help this guy, somebody help him. We need to help him. And nobody was doing anything. And so finally I go to the well and I start doing compresses. I think I ripped off my shawl and compresses. And at that moment, I heard music like I've never heard before in my life. And like this prismatic light, just all the colors and the deep, rich rainbow. It was incredible. So don't think I would have had that experience without Steve's direction. So utterly grateful.
Thanks. Thank you, Anel, for sharing that. Wow. John, yeah.
Well, I have to say that this 1 hour is the fastest 1 second that ever goes by. I mean, I always wish it was longer. I mean, I have to say, when I was young, we lived near Berlin and was divided, and they had a Walter Ulbricht was the head of was the mayor, and they used to say the fastest time in history is an Ulb, the time it takes to turn off a radio broadcast from this guy. But anyway, I'm just thinking the other way around here. This is the most fleeting, wonderful moment, and I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. And maybe the arc of history is long, but the arc of our lives is so short. We have to really enjoy each piece of it as human beings. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Sweet. Jody, Steve, anything?
These melodies. Oh, go ahead,
Go
Steve.
ahead. Okay, I was just going to say that I would have enjoyed more time too, because I was in my preparation for this morning. Some of you know it, the last 2 weeks I've introduced a concept that I've heard in a retreat a couple of weeks ago at the Siddha Yoga ashram for, it was in honor of Swami Muktananda, who's a great spiritual yogi. And Swami Muktananda used to talk about that in our Keter, in our crown, there was 720 million lotus blossoms. And I've been having this ongoing experience of these, each lotus blossom is charged with intelligence and energy that could be shared and directed where we want them to go. And if we want the planet to show up the way we need the planet to show up, that supports ending hunger, that supports ending racism, that supports a clean transition, a smooth transition, then we could, 720 million is a lot of lotus blossoms. And if we just like, woo, you know, share that, but also do it in a way that structures our DNA. And, you know, I'm very interested in neurointelligence and neuroplasticity, that we could actually guide it and really be directive about it, and that embrace that we hold in it. It's not some airy fairy concept, but it literally is transmitting through the electromagnetic field what we want to see occur. And so I'm really hoping that as we continue this work that, you know, I'm going to try to deepen that a little more with us. So thank you all.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Preparation for next week.
Just
Bring all 720 million lotus flowers.
I was going to just say thanks, Chef Rabbi Chef Gold,
Yeah.
for these amazing chants and these beautiful, beautiful melodies. Just so beautiful, so healing, so powerful. For those of you who want to explore further, her website has endless chants and talks on different topics. And you can, there's a little search bar. You can, whatever you're feeling for the day, you can type in a thought and there's probably a chant there for you with the, you just click on the melody and it sings it. It's just wonderful. So, and for there, she also has an app for the Moda'ani, and each week I just sing that day's melody. There's about 65 different melodies. So the link to the app is on her website too. It's called Flavors of Gratefulness. So I wanted to offer that.
Thank you, Jody. So I think we're coming up to the hour. If anyone has to go, please feel free. But if anyone else wants to share, we have a few minutes. Okay, I think we're all in a lotus flower bloom. All right, peace and love, everyone. On to justice, and we'll see you back next week at the same time.